As our guys put on the desk, or didn't put, we have no idea what's going on coming into this third game. It's going to be Cobblestone to finish off this series. We saw a 16-4 in favor of Flash on the first map. Cash, VP taking their map, picking overtime 19-15, and now we head to a third. I don't even know if I want to ask, but what are your expectations?
Well, before this, I said 2-0.
We changed our prediction every single
I want
map.
to revert back to my original prediction, Hugo. My original prediction was 2-1 for VP. Because,
was it?
Yeah, that was why I said like there was a chance to Flash. Nah, don't forget about it. That was my betting prediction. That's the most important thing, you know. But now I'm going to follow my betting prediction. Okay. So it's going to be 2-1 for VP.
So you have two
predictions.
So
I pretty much, so far, I've pretty much said every single result that this match could end in, and I'm very confident that I'm going to get it right now.
Yeah. I mean, if you call every single one, you're eventually going to be correct, right? Yeah,
it's not about how many shots you fire, it's about how many shots you hit.
I mean, as we've learned from this game, it's not about how many rounds it takes. As long as you win the round, as long as you win the game, that's all that matters. And VP, they took their time. They dragged it out on Mirage, just trying to give us a good show for the final map, or sorry, for the second map. But we're now heading to the final map. They do it. They surpass the odds, and what an upset that was. As we head into Cobblestone, we're going to see if VP can continue that streak and find 2 maps in a row to get themselves into first place in this group. Again, this is a best of 3. Again, the entirety of the groups is a best of 3. The winner of this map is going on to face Renegades tomorrow. No, in 2 days' time. Sorry, no, tomorrow. I'm right. And obviously, the loser of this is going to be going to face Harvu.
I'm really looking forward to see how Flash Gaming are gonna play the T side, CT side, and T side on this map, because it's a team that I haven't watched a lot, and I feel like in order for them to win this, they need to throw some extra stuff in there, especially on that CT side. Hope to see some boosts, hope to see some gimmicky plays in specific positions. On that T side as well, how they're going to execute, especially towards that B side. That's basically the bread and butter of how you play Cobblestone, is how you execute towards B, and how you can maybe even also get that connected push split into A as well. But it all comes down to how you work off the initial B take and how you can trade drop zone and all that stuff. So I'm very excited to see how they're going to tackle VP.
When it comes to my prediction, I'm going to go off the only thing that's consistent throughout this entire series. And it's not a coin flip. Well timed, but it's not a coin flip. It's actually Flash picked up the first knife. They won the first map. VP picked up second knife. They won second map. I think Flash are going to take this.
It's all pattern recognition in the end, Hugo.
At this point, it's probably the most logical of the predictions. Technically, I'm going off of stats, right? I'm going off of stats.
At this point, I would just, if I was a betting man, I would bet on the highest odds right now.
Yeah. Well,
I'm gonna say VP just for the sake of it, because you're saying Flash.
Yeah, you can head over to EGB for that. But we're in here, ladies and gentlemen, into the pistol. VP fast towards middle. It's Fancy on the CT side, alone on A. Already hearing the footsteps of these charging Polishmen, and we're going to hear already rotations from Flash. They make their way back in through the connector. Attacker up on the site, caught out of position. Nice execute from VP. They're speeding up the pace. It's going to be a quick kill and return, and Casa, a massive flick. Pulls things back in the favor of Flash. While the bomb may go down, Neo's holding that rotation.
Very nice position from Neo, as Kase and Lovey are the 2 remaining in this 2v3. But Lovey's not hitting the shots. What's that? Kase now 1v3, very low HP, and Pasha in that position. He should be able to get this frag, but Pasha's still alive. He's just defying death right now, as he probably will survive this round.
Yeah, doesn't need to fight, just playing passive, and Kazi not given an option back into the site. He's not going to hit a shot. Instead, it's a Glock from 100 meters. Taz cleans up the round, and VP are like that. Because sometimes when you see those mid-takes, those fast mid-takes, you can see that one player up on long called for the rotation. You see, you know, VP, they'll take mid, they'll slow down. No, they just charge onto the site. And Flash not expecting such pace. We saw Attacker just get caught out trying to rotate. He was between the balcony and the bomb site where he just gets shot in the side of the head trying to cross. So Flash not expecting that kind of pace from VP. Again, communication issues from the player giving info up from long, but it was a very quick round for VP that maybe Flash didn't expect. But so starting things off well.
But it's also a disrespect that I feel like VP needs to show in these pistol rounds. They need to just feel like there's no remorse whatsoever. You just need to go in there and dominate them. And I feel like it's very important that they start off. I know Nato said it on the desk as well for that first map. I feel like he felt like them starting off, getting into the rhythm was very important, very nice. Even though they lost that first map, I think that point still stands. And VP now getting that pistol, getting that opening pick on this round here as well. Looking quite good.
Yeah, 4 out of 5 pistols so far, so looking good, but not so much on the anti-ecos. Let's see if Flash can continue the streak that they had on Cash. Apparently not. Snacks quick kill on the Molotov, and the Attacker going to respond with one. Casa to follow up, so good damage done, but VP still come out on top. Luckily, they'll clean up. Pasha, another frag. And Fancy caught on the rotation. It's Neo through drop. As VP, they keep the rifles on for the next round. They take 2 in a row, which is nice to see. And Flash now have to go for this Filico moving forward, so we're likely to see 3-0 for VP. A very little investment at most. I mean, Kaze's holding on for the money for the AWP anyway. I won't be able to buy it next round, but without armor at least.
Let's see. Bialy even staying on the CZ75. Yes, of course, they know as well that Flash Gaming are going to be equipped with nothing but maybe an upgraded pistol, and that's going to be it on that CT side. Let's see if they just go straight out and go and push this B plateau. Not just for now. And
Kaze actually buys up the CZ. He had enough to get an armorless AWP next round, but maybe just opts to go for the CZ in the sense that he doesn't want to buy the AWP without armor, not early on at least, knowing VP will still be running that bonus, right? And that's just off the back of knowing, you know, if you buy the CZ, you're not going to get the loss, the kill bonus that you get if you buy up a pistol, which is risky anyway, but you get $50 per kill, so even if he buys that CZ, there's no way he makes his money back. Sorry, $100 a kill.
I agree with the fact that he would not go for the AWP in this next round. I feel like they have to get the full setup in order to take full advantage of that. As Kaze is on the back of that bomb site, grabs that first one, Snacks goes down, and Lovey now mollowed out.
Oh, the Molotov forces him into the open.
Good damage.
But it's Kaze trying to look up for a little bit more. Both of these players tagged up on B, Taz and Pasha, but it's actually the other men with the players with the HP pushing into the site, leading the charge. More damage done. Another kill could have made that round doable, especially with Taz tagged. VP will clean it up, and while it comes close with just limited weaponry and limited pistols for Flash, it's still VP to find 3 in a row. So good kickoff to this T side of Cobblestone as they find their footing early on, but Flash going for the buy. Again, with the force in the second round, the money's not going to be great, so utility not the best.
Yeah, exactly. Of course, they opt to go for smokes as the first grenade, and those of them who can afford more goes for a nade and a flashbang, but still, like, they have 5 smokes. The problem is they have no kit, they have no Molotovs, as we usually see, and as you said, economy-wise, that is the problem of how they play those initial 3 rounds. VP have every single piece of utility that they want in their command. Look at that spray through the wall, attack it down to 13 HP.
Yeah, he keeps facing it as well. He attempts to run away, or get away with his life, but not much of it. VP still grouping up towards A, and Flash expecting the B players who would into these kind of buys. As VP know they have limited utility. I'm surprised they didn't go for that burst B play, but maybe not wanting to walk in what would be an expected setup. They take things slow on A, and with a lot of pressure shown and already damage done, I would expect Flash typically to push up on B, try and get that info and allow for another rotation to put 3 on the A bomb site. But the thing is, they've been playing very passive on the CT side. They've not been a team, at least so far this match, to actually push up at all on either of the maps, even on Cash when they were stomping. But entry for Taz, the tagged up attacker sits close, but Taz is also low as well. VP fall back. With Snacks pushed up on B in the meantime, they'll actually commit towards the other side of the map. But this attacker could be hot on their heels.
I actually really like this from attacker because he senses and he kind of hears the footsteps. Okay, they're not in this area anymore. At least I can push out and get some good information. Lovey in this kind of position in drop. Let's see how he makes this work. Oh no.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah, that's the correct word to use there. Not too harsh. That's Kaze. This could be huge for him because Taz will peek first. And he has low HP, so if he can win that duel, then that's going to be very nice. Maybe a second one coming in there, and that's Kaze from behind. Pasha once again stepping up to the fray. Attacker from behind as well. Locks it up. That was Attacker on the flank all along. It wasn't Kaze. And Neo now 1v2.
Yeah, no time to go for this one. If he can grab a quick kill, maybe that'd be good, but around, not going to happen. Nice long flank from Attacker. You said it yourself, just pushing up when he hears these players back off. And I like the rotation from VP, despite them not winning the round. It makes sense. You show presence on A, you get a pick. Flash make that rotation. They bring a second player in replacement for that guy that they get the entry on, and then they VP, who already have the B Hall's control because Snacks are staying there the entire round, they rotate. If Snacks, for example, in another round isn't in that position, if they have 5 up towards A, the rotation to B is very risky because not only are they low on time, but also it's the fact that Flash could have got aggressive, like we said. But Snacks knows they haven't because he's holding the angle. So good reaction from VP, but at the end of the day, it's Attacker to go huge for Flash. As we move into the 5th round, the buy good for both sides, but VP, if they pick this one up, it's the reset risk.
Let's see if they can make that happen. Neo without any utility, the rest of his team decent. Attacker in the same position as before. Neo just spamming a bit to the right of the position of Attacker. He's hiding behind another concrete wall, or stone wall in this case. Not going to be able to do much damage to him at that point. One of the things that is always discussed here when we play Cobblestone is how you hold that drop zone. Right now they're going to give it up. The utility from BP forced the Flash Gaming players away, and now drop zone control is being held by VP.
And it looks like they may be setting up for this A-side split. The bomb reconsidering, though, as it falls back through the halls. So what looked like originally an A play is now changed with so much control being given the way of VP. They've got to make something happen off the back of it, though, because still yet to find a kill a minute into the round. And look at that rotation. Flash pulling another player back towards A. So we still have the flank potential from Neo, but everyone else is walking up through B. And with 2 in the drop down as well, VP are not trying to hide the fact that they're here. They're making a lot of noise. Reloading, shooting, jumping. Lovey's close, but he's got 2 angles to watch, both plateau and the drop. 30 seconds left now. VP going to start to make their presence. Good shot from Kaze, fully blind. Shuts down the AWP Pasha that had so much effect in that first map. But it's damaging through the wall and a shutdown from Snacks to at least allow VP some option back into the round. Still Kaze is alive and kicking it. He can drop the cross and the bomb. As Taz is dead in the water, Neo has to step up. Again, we see the same issue from VP. Low time is going to be the main issue, and it's forcing them to make a play. Attacker cleans up the round with 2, and Flash don't get reset.
Very patient play from Kazi in that position towards Chicken Coop. He actually, the reason why they're playing that angle, I think it was Lovey in the side angle outside of Broth, is because the AWP player is holding so close. He's holding that initial angle when the terrorists come out. If they commit to the plateau, he's going to see that, so he can call that and kind of get the rotates in. And it works out in the end very well for Flash Gaming. That's a very nice hold for them. Double kill from Kaze. Attacker coming in, as you said, mopping things up, getting the last 2, and now VP on an eco.
Yeah, no, almost a full eco at that, so no utility, just pistols, only a few P250s, and yeah, they can speed up the pace and go fast, but when it comes to actually taking those gunfights up against rifles, they're going to struggle, or maybe a UMP as well. 2 kills from Fancy, traded, but that's the issue. You're only upgrading to a UMP, and having no armor as well just adds to another list of problems for VP in this round.
Should be rather easy as Nia goes down as well. Attacker from the back. Once more, cleaning crew. As he takes another 1 down. Snacks, 22 HP. Not much you can do here. Pretty much just use the time to talk about the next round, as a 1v4 with this kind of HP and this kind of weaponry is not on the cards,
Yeah, 2,400 loss bonus coming in next round, so it doesn't matter with 0 real damage done from VP. They can buy up fully, or almost fully. No AWP in play, but still good utility, I'd say, on a couple of the players. To be desired, but I mean, it's enough to get the job done. On Cobblestone, yes, you can easily go for that standard, just B execute. All you need is a smoke and a flash, or a couple of flashes each. Maybe, 2 Molotovs is enough for a B play. If you just throw them towards a drop down, you can maybe use 1 on plat, 1 on drop, splitting towards B. Very basic stuff. A VP already setting up outside of the A bomb site could just be an early round setup, as Attacker looks to challenge, or at least looks to get close. It's VP. These are the B smokes.
Let's see, these are the all EU smokes, if you will, as they are setting up. Kind of questioning how much they heard from that initial mid-peak, but yeah, the rotation has come in because the smokes are letting this be known. Let's see if VP can take this, or Flash Gaming going to be able to hold.
Or Flash into the drop down and control taken quickly from VP. They don't need a Molotov as they jump into the connector, looking to split, unable to do so. The bomb's working its way up mid. So while this kill comes in from Flash, they don't actually realize they're being flanked. Fancy finally works it out, but these players are so close towards the APC, the SWAT. As Fancy looks for more damage, he doesn't expect them so aggressively, still gets a kill. Bialy in the meantime doing damage as he sneaks his way in through the connector, can pounce onto these back players. But Attacker's holding the cross, and Bialy unlikely to check this angle. If he grabs this kill, he's still not going to expect it, and Attacker's there to trade. So bomb down for VP, but not the round, as Neo's left in a 1v3, stuck on the back of the site, forced to play aggressively here as he needs a pick. If they push him together, it's their round without a doubt, but he grabs 1. 1 down, 2 left. They're wrapping the right side of the site and the middle as well. It's Attacker to clean the job up. And a nice round from Flash. They take a minute to recognize the fact that VP fast push mid, but they react well.
I have to say, a really, really nice call, though, from VP to kind of change it up. They had 2 players, so 1 player dropped into drop zone. But due to the fact that the full rotation has come through from Flash Gaming, they kind of had the feeling, okay, there are actually more CT players in B than we expected. Let's go right now and rotate back to the A bomb side. Now it's a really nice call. It doesn't work out in the end because of the positions of the CTs and the way the Flash Gaming played it, but it felt like the call was the correct one in that situation.
VP again, bomb plant down, combined with this loss bonus built up, they've got cash to play with in the long run, but in the short term, it's going to be a little more difficult.
This round is basically to see if they can get that bomb down once again to, as you say, build the economy even more. CZ-75's close range with a bunch of smokes around and a flashbangs as well. This could be a big chance. Obviously, this should be Flash's Gaming Flash Gaming's round to win. As Attacker just goes straight up.
Where is
And
he?
he's actually, yep, he's just getting 4.
What site is he? Okay, here he is. 4 kills.
Pushed up aggressively off screen. It was too violent to show you guys. Yeah. That's the reason why. That was too much graphic violence.
I don't think I've ever seen such a display of skill. Certainly not in that round. Great round from Attacker, though, despite that. 14-3 for him as well, stepping up where it really matters. It's VP now with a buy, so yeah, I mean, they were hoping maybe for a little bit more than the bomb plant, at least, because, again, they invested more than $800, yes. Maybe a couple of kills, take money away from the opponents. That's the main point of that round. They're just trying to take guns away and also save weapons.
And also the way that you can play with the C-75 around a smoke close range, it's so nice, but they didn't even get to that part because Attacker just shut them down, so hope's dead, dream's dead, that round at least. Now, back onto the buy for VP, up on Pasha. We saw how big of a difference that was on Mirage. The question is going to be the same kind of difference. Is he going to be able to hit the same kind of shots? If so, then we could be in for a treat.
Fancy close, but he's got no teammates for support, hence why he's bait peeking. Flash Stout will run back, but he can't run the long way. Has to go in through danger. Molotov out, but they run through. Doesn't matter. Fancy finds a kill. Double kill. 3 coming in now as Attacker also picks up Neo in the midst of all things. Vialo and Pasha are left last 2 standing here for VP. There's definitely better situations to be in. A good CT side so far from Flash.
Rotation's not really just yet. Flash Gaming still keeping 2 players on that B bomb side. Now, one of them has rotated from connector into that A position, holding towards mid, but just patient play coming out of Flash. Even though they're winning duels and they're kind of seeing what's going on, they're still playing with enough respect to kind of make sure that if VP tries something crazy, they're going to be ready for it. And that's very nice to see them give respect, but not like too much respect. Yeah,
and because they lose players early on in the round, they actually have time to go for this long wrap. The reason this is good is if Flash have actually pushed down through B and have actually taken deep B controls towards Dragon Lore, if VP wrap in through the T-spawn, then Flash won't have any information on their whereabouts. Issue is it looks like they're saving, to be honest, because 26 seconds, they're still stuck in spawn, they're just holding angles, so VP giving up this round. And the only thing with this is, yeah, they will be able to buy somewhat. It's just like these 2 players won't get loss bonus. They can't drop over rifles. So the other players get max loss, but that's only 3,400. So you can get, what, UMPs or just play pistols. Like, I would say best situation for VP is run triple pistol or UMPs. Save money so everyone can buy up next round. Because if you fully invest here, if you lose it, which is very likely considering you can't get 5 AKs, then chances are next round you don't have a great buy. But it depends on their economy. I want to see.
Let's see here. Yes, we do have, well, first of all, the kills, as Attackers leading the scoreboard with 15. Lobby's still just on 1 frag so far, so if he steps up as well, I feel like it could be a lot more done for Flash Gaming. And Pasha with 9, leading the fray, but look at that. KD coming in from Attack, and we talked about him in the intro for this game. Usually one of the better players on that scoreboard together with Fancy. This time around, he doesn't disappoint, and they do have the buy. So
they must have had money on Pasha there to actually drop over a weapon, because Bialy certainly didn't, or the other saving player certainly didn't. So they must have had a little more safe cash than I expected. Maybe Pasha picked up the AWP from earlier on. So yeah, they could drop over an AK, and as a result, it only leaves with 1 UMP without nades, but not many nades ready for VP. They throw what limited utility they have into the B site, but look at this rotation. This is a mess. We've got the bomb on B with 5 players from Flash, but the VP just fully committed up towards mid. Are they going to run through connector down towards B? Because with the bomb here, there's no way they bring that through connector. Maybe they're just trying to keep Flash players on the A site. They've taken control, and it draws all these rotations, allowing VP to push into B. This is really weird, but it actually might work out. VP have done this well. Issue is Lovey's not fallen for it. He's still stuck in the site. And as they begin to push in, he's going to be, unbeknownst to them, still stuck behind the statue.
No idea.
He needs to watch the right side of the wrap, but Snack's quick kill. Great shot as VP now get the bomb down.
Lovey has gone down. And Karse now in a position where, well, he needs to land a frag. Him and Karse are the only 2 remaining for the Flash Gaming side. He has that orb. It's very hard to retake with it. Pasha's just holding angles right now. Karse has to come in. He has to smoke for the defuse as well, but Karse missed the shot. He has to hit that. Bialy goes down. He overextends himself, and this is kind of allowing it to go back on up. Pasha, though, shutting it down as it happens. As Karse's 1v2. Snacks on the bomb site. Not going to let that one go. As VP, they get another round on the board. And I have to say, that was a very, very nice round coming in from VP. Very weird one, as you kind of points out, but it was not as we expected, but it actually works out in the end. They kind of draw away the forces from that B bomb site because they just put out so much attack or so much attention on that mid instead. Just draw the whole rotation there.
And because it's very uncommon to go fast towards mid and commit towards B, you know, you never see connector splits through A for that exact reason. You know, Flash see all that presence in mid, and they go, okay, VP must be committing to A, because especially when they committed 5 players towards a B site, they had no info on the bomb. They didn't know if players were pushed up long, for example. So it was actually unfortunate setup from Flash, but a really nice, you know, play from VP in the sense that it actually completely outplayed Flash's stack on the B bomb site.
And also very nice to see them pulling off something that's not so common. We still see these rounds where teams will pull out something that's very uncommon, something to kind of trick your opponents. That was what we just saw from VP.
Yeah, but a fast B play. Again, they go for the smoke execute. 4 out of 5 players reside within the long areas. Kaze, he's going to get mollied off, smokes himself to stay alive, but he's stuck in the smoke and he's got no one to bail him out. Snacks pushes on in through, aggressive, and he catches out Kaze holding the drop down. The drop down given up now, and Kaze, well, he will respond. It's still him walking through the smoke into his death. 2 up for the CT side. Lovey plays close, and with the bomb dropped as well, he needs to get more done, but he misses the shot. Damage is all he finds. Neo holds a rotation through the door, and while he will go down, there's quick trades for Bialy. VP, they open up into the B bomb site, and they will carry on. 5 rounds on this T side, close as always.
I feel like Lovey currently has this problem. He's sitting on 1 frag, and he's kind of very, very eager to get back in and make his play and kind of make his contribution to the team. So right now, I feel like he's taking 2 risky duels. Like the way that he's peeking over that smoke, where he's peeking onto plateau, which is basically a headshot angle. And he knows that at least 1 guy there, maybe even 2, and that was the case. So he's peeking over smoke where he could just hold back and hold an angle, going for a very, very hard shot because he just wants to even that one out and kind of bring it back into the game. But look at that from Snacks. Full speed ahead.
Running right into the drop down and gets a free kill. Kaze, he throws a molly and he doesn't expect anyone to push on through it. Great kill from VP to open up, and they need to double down. As Kaze responds with the AWP, Passion misses a crucial shot, and that's going to result in him going down too. Lovely defense from the tree, sorry. It's all onto the AWP on the site. Overrun and taken down. Again, a similar round for VP, leaving just Fancy to rotate on him, but they're not going to, you know, lose that gunfight. Running in through smoke, it's VP to hold on.
Really nice pause here, because I feel like VP has now found the key to, well, the treasure chest that is the B bomb site for Flash Gaming, and they're just opening it up every single round. There's no real defense that can kind of stop them from coming in, because every single time like Flash Gaming think, okay, now we know how they're doing, then Snacks runs through a Molotov and just gets that opening, get drop control, and then they do the strange play we saw when they had 5 players on the bomb site. Okay, we think that they're gonna come mid. Nope, that was all a bait. So they're very good at kind of countering what Flash are doing on that B bomb site, getting onto that bomb site time and time again, VP. And as I said before, like that B bomb site is bread and butter on Cobblestone, and they're making it work right now.
Yeah, I think one of the biggest issues as well for Flash right now is kill disparity. We have 15 kills between the top and bottom players, 17 on Attacker, only 2 on Lovey. So obviously, Attacker's performing very well, but he's taken the performance away from Lovey. He's not really having the best of games. So, you know, considering they brought VP all the way to 3 maps, and, you know, this is a match that they can upset. They've proven how well they can play up on Cash. Maybe that was a little more VP's fault than Flash's success, but I don't want to take it away from them. They took OT on Mirage. They're clearly up for the task, at least today. So we need a little more impact from Lovey, and just for Attacker to carry on as he's doing.
See Eco apart from Kelsey. That Max 7, as we do see Taz finally taking out Attacker, who was lurking around for a long time there, not able to convert that into a kill. So not a lot invested here. 1 armor on Fancy, and as I said before, the Max 7. Let's see Fancy here in a very nice position if Neo pushes on through.
And the reason VP have slowed down here is off the back of that aggression from Attacker. With him pushed up, they know that therefore Flash have 4 men on the B site, or at least 3, or at least they suspect 3 or 4, right? While we have Fancy in, Fancy in middle. VP were going to go for the B play and then saw that A player and were like, okay, right, now we need to slow things down because they couldn't just have this stack on the site. And stack they have. Kill from Kaze. Snacks tagged up as well, and Flash damage done, but still not close to winning this round. VP rotate, and I think now with all this noise made, Flash should know this, and yeah, it seems like they do. Rotation coming through, Fancy close, they don't check the corner, Taz is too slow, and he'll pay the price going down to the CZ75. Bialy trades, but somehow he's still alive and kicking. How does he get that frag? Both players tagged up, and VP doubling back for the 2nd time this round as they fall back towards B.
How does that even go this far? I felt like when Fancy got that double in mid, that should be the round. Just over with, but Flash Gaming this time, being outmaneuvered, As Bialy's taking that bomb onto that B bomb site, both of the CTs there on that A site. As rotations are coming in, why are they not playing together in this one? Why is Kaze pushing into that position alone? Why not just play the retake?
Flash's rotations have been so weird this game into this map. I said that coming into Cobblestone, I feel like this is going to be an issue. If we get to this map, I said even before the first one, communication is going to be the main struggle for Flash. Team play is going to be the main struggle. Both things are just highlighting that around. Not only do we have a solo push back into the site, leaving Kaze hung out to dry and probably not even going to go for this one. No. But also, what is this from Flash? Why do they commit to A for so long despite seeing no presence from VP on B? I get they may want to stick together, but in this situation, it surprised me to see them take so long in this rotation. And
you have to either decide. Either you play fully for the retake and you play together 100%, or you play 1-1 and then kind of cover both bomb sites. Also because they don't know this 100%, but they have, I guess they have the sense that they've done damage to some of these players, so pistols against these guys is not actually out of the question. But once again, like you have to go either one. You can't go like with the middle solution. That's just not going to work.
Yeah, that's literally the worst of both worlds.
Yes,
not only do you give up the bomb site, but you give VP 2v1 engagements.
Yes.
It's just a silly mistake to make, but this is the kind of thing we expect from these Chinese teams. They're definitely not as experienced as VP, so you've got to take that into account. Currently bringing them to 3 maps. They're clearly not too bad as we head into round 14, nearing out the end of the half. Kaze's back on the AWP. The weapon that he gave up earlier is he didn't want to bring in the armorless orb. Now he goes for it. Up on the site, he's had armor previously, but this time isn't able to afford that. VP keep their own on Pasha. It's a setup outside of B, but far from committed with the bomb drop back.
Once again, drops on control. Be taken by VP. The question is, will Flash Gaming try and hold against it, or just rotate straight away and hold the 2 exits? Usually, that's what we see when like Molotovs and other parts of utilities are being thrown towards that drop zone. You kind of just go ahead and rotate back.
That nade was well timed because Snacks dropped with a nade. So now, you know, okay, while Bialy still drops and makes a noise, maybe Flash think there's only one player here. They have close players. They won't have heard that first player drop in. So, you know, that's something. If you wanna look into that, you can. It seemed like it was timed. So VP done good, done well in at least getting control, but it's a split through connector to A. That's going to be the name of the game with the bomb up long. There's no way that's going to be with such little time left in the round for that rotation. The issue is Flash don't have any information. They've actually predicted this wrong. Having pre-rotated down towards B, at least they're playing passive towards the back of A site, but right now they've got to put focus on this drop down. Smoke out. Instead of VP going through the connector, they just walk straight out into the site. They'll pay the price. Lovey, a kill. Bialy now left alone, and Neo caught checking the wrong angle. Castle won't realise the cross has come through, but there's still a player towards the back of the site to do the damage. Taz caught looking at 2 directions, and Bialy, while he has made his way through the drop down, 20 seconds left. Both players on the site bombed down. It seems like Flash have found 7.
Definitely have. There's no way that Bialy is going to be able to win this. It goes into the 1v3. Yeah. They peek from different angles. They hold different angles. Very nice from Flash Gaming, and very nice hold in general. Not kind of sure if what Virtus.pro wanted to do that round was the correct call. I get the idea of doing the A split through connector. It's a very common thing, but they kind of went for a peek towards the B bomb side instead of going through the connector towards A. Instead, I get they were trying to fake it out, but it didn't work out whatsoever.
It was the misread from Flash that actually helped pick them up the round. That's the thing, right? Because usually you don't have 4 players towards B on your average round for the CT side. So the fact that VP took drop control and they didn't show any presence on middle on A meant that the A player was watching mid doors and going, okay, there's no one A. We've heard presence in B. VP like this B site. They've picked up a lot of rounds there. Let's assume that they've taken drop and they're going to take plat later on. And because Kaze was so passive on the site because he didn't want to challenge towards plateau because he would be susceptible to nades considering he didn't have armor, Flash don't have information if VP have long or have plat. So they've got to go, okay, we assume they have long. We know they have drop. We know they don't have mid. And without checking A long, they go, let's just draw that 4th rotation back, which results in them holding off onto the drop down and actually getting the kills to stop VP from splitting. But it was a misread from Flash, or at least it seemed to be the case. However, it works out. So tactical pause, heading into the last round of the half, this game's still close.
It all comes down to the way that they actually hold that drop zone, because they still had 2 players, 1 on each end, able to hold it. Of course, they have the extra players on that B bomb side, but still the guy in connector at all points was still holding that position. So they were kind of able to shut it down, even if they didn't have, let's say, 3 players on the B bomb side. So I think it's very nice from Flash Gaming. Even though they make the initial read mistake, they actually make it work nonetheless. And I think that's a sign of actually a good team. That even though you make a mistake, you know how to correct it and how to turn that into an advantage. That's very hard to do.
Yeah, and actually noticing as well, Lovey is not the only person with just 5 kills. It's Castle with 5, the man to carry them through the first map and also put up a lot of numbers in the second. Not only one man holding back for Flash. We need at least one of them, hopefully both, to step up if Flash want to take this map. But it's fast through the Molotov in middle, and while damage will be done by the Flames, Neo finds the entry. Good kill, leaves one player alone, Fancy, as he holds across from close position. He's blinded from the tees, and he still gets 1 kill, somehow 2! Bomb dropped in the open, teammates flushing into the site, as now 2 kills up. Flash had the man advantage, they can afford to challenge. Bialy trades back, but there's still a man down, and the bomb's still in the open.
Bomb dropped in the middle of everything, and Kasi with the AWP. Kasi's gonna go down. Snacks with another one. Once again, they're making the mistakes of taking these individual duels, and you cannot make that mistake against VP. They're gonna take you out every single time. Now, Kasi has to win this 1v2. He has an idea of where one of the terrorists are. As he has that smoke, he knows where the second one is as well. And now, this is so hard. The bomb is still down. There's still a lot of time to go. Kasi, what's he gonna do here? He gets smoked out 2 times in a row.
Oh, he timed it. He timed it with the sound of the smoke blooming. You could see him back off and then go back in. So it was well timed. They wouldn't have heard the drop. But Snacks just holding it again. And yeah, what a throw from Flash in that last round. What an unfortunate way to lose a round.
It's not a mistake that it's the first time we're seeing it. They have done this several times where in a position where they have an advantage, they instead of peeking together and playing as a unit on that CT side or T side even, they kind of go for the individual duels and giving a chance back to the team that's like with the back foot in.
And it's crazy to think they've begun the round, right, with players up on balcony not wanting to commit towards A. As soon as Fancy finds those two kills, they go, okay, let's get aggressive. Let's get back into the site. Let's take control. And that makes sense in the sense you want to maybe get to the site, maybe want to stop VP from getting the bomb if they pick it back up. But you don't want to jump into the site and then instantly start to take duels, especially when you don't know VP's full setup. You haven't cleared long. Fancy's taken away long as he has his back to it holding up through mid.
Yeah, that's one of the things as well from Fancy in that position. I feel like he got way too focused on the kills he got in mid, that instead of just letting his teammates rotate in and take care of mid, he took his back to long, which was where he was initially holding, and he kind of forgot about his position, where his teammate could actually rotate in and hold that mid, and he could have held long, and it would have been perfect.
And he died to Bialy, pushing him from the back as well. So
exactly.
Yeah,
no, that's the point. Like, it's these small things from Flash Gaming, these small kind of mistakes that are costing them a lot of rounds.
Yeah, and even with the small stakes, they're up to 7 rounds in the third map of this best of 3. Cobblestone T-side with full armor. A questionable buy from Flash with no utility, but we'll see if it works out. They're going to go quickly into the drop down. Potential for the A split with 1 player outside of middle, but look at this fast play into the connector. Already 1 kill, Lovey's found it. Now they can just run up to the A bomb site. VP stacked B. They have no information on this setup. As Flash have completely taken control of the A bomb site. Bomb can go down, VP man at disadvantage. And with a kit, yes, they have the retake potential, but already more frags coming through. Attacker, both frags, and that's surely the round over.
What a change of pace from Flash Gaming as Attacker picks up that one. Triple kill for him, and great round. I really like the decision to just, as I said, change up the pace, but not in the usual way that we see it. Like, usually you can run for a quick B execute, 4 guys towards plateau, maybe 1 towards drop, or you can run towards long A and kind of get those like long areas out of the way. This time, though, they drop straight into drop zone. All of them run through, trying to get that A play. That's perfect.
Yeah, and you know, the typical drop-down control split through connector is 2 players, 1 or 2 players, either a lurk player or, you know, a couple just to create that distraction. But going 4 into the drop is great because VP can't trade effectively. Even if they have a connector player, Flash always have that advantage because there are players deep in the B site towards Coop, towards Statue, towards Plateau. So Flash have always the advantage going for those fights inside of connector, which means most times they're going to win that round if they at least get the opening kill pushing through.
Very nice decision and a ballsy one to say the least, to kind of change up the pace like that, to kind of go for something different from what we see. And as you saw, like, that's not the kind of setup we usually see on that T side. We don't usually see 5 armors. We usually see a couple of smokes, maybe some flashes instead of the utility timing. This time around it was something very different, but look at that from Neo. CSET 75 able to take down Kaza with that double stack. Drop, and now Fancy on plateau trying to find this challenge. Bunch of CTs going in here.
Quick into the site, Attacker first entry. There's still plenty of CTs left to find, though. There's still 1 more on the statue, and while he's been spotted, he's grabbing frags, and so is Bialy. 2 for him with a CZ. Attacker left a clutch, but it's a dig from Snacks. And while VP were the ones to lose their anti-ecos up into cash, it's going to be Cobblestone, where we have the opposite story.
It feels like Flash Gaming get into a position where they could run away with it, and they just lose out to small mistakes and lose out to great aim from VP, of course, but there are also mistakes being made every single round for Flash Gaming. VP are trying to grind it back though, 9-8, still a respectable scoreline, but I kind of feel like if you imagine a different dimension where all of these small mistakes, like these last 10%, if they were there for Flash, if they didn't make these mistakes, how would this look? Like this scoreline would be very different.
For sure. I mean, we could see them, you know, do something crazy like 16-4 VP, but I mean, that's never going to happen.
Yeah, that's in another simulation.
Yeah. Oh, wait, no, that was 2 maps ago. Short pause for Flash, force up on Fancy and Attacker makes me think everyone else is going to be going for it. And I think this pause coming out as well actually gives the information to VP. You know, if this was a full Glock round, chances are VP would be going out there going to eco. Again, expected force buy because it is the reset from VP. It is cobblestone T side. Pistols are very effective. But VP, I think, get a little more clarification. This is going to be the pause. Actually, it's a technical pause, so forget that entire sentence. As we'll be waiting for that to get sorted.
I would agree with you if it was a tactical. So you're on point with that.
I justified it. Yeah. You know, it would have made sense, but
it's all about making points that actually are justifiable. And
shame it's completely wrong.
In this one, it's actually it would have been correct, but it wasn't. It's okay.
I mean, this map is the embodiment in the entire series, right? I thought on this map we'd see VP. Well, I mean, I predicted Flash to win just because why not? But like. I'm surprised they're playing so well as a team. I thought the CT side was where they would struggle, but they actually managed to go and get 7 rounds on it, which I think is actually really good. And there weren't even like bad setups from VP. This is a map that VP used to be really, really good at as well. So, not that they're bad now by any means, but you know, it's a surprise to see Flash be able to put up so many numbers on the CT side up against a team that used to dominate on this map. And again, refreshing. Nice to see Chinese teams doing very well, as were Tyloo up against Hellraisers earlier. I'm actually going to go and double check, see if that
hasn't ended.
Yeah, see if that match is actually finished, because Hellraisers picked up the second map 16-13 and brought that to a third. And for those wondering why we're talking about it, earlier on today, if you did miss it, Bentet from Tyloo, he had an allergic reaction, was rushed to hospital, and they decided to play the game a little later off stream. So I'm happy they're still playing the game, and I'm happy they're back up to form. The game's actually finished, so I'll have a look and see how that ended. It was actually Hellraisers 2-1. So for those unaware, Hellraisers won their group stage match. So that'll be them facing Heroic.
Yeah, that's going to be an interesting game as well, as we do have the Tyloo boys in the losers game in their kind of bracket of the game. Luckily, it's not best of 1; it's still best of 3. So there's still everything to fight for. You can always come back, as we've seen in this best of 3. Even though you lose the first map in very bad fashion, you can still come back into the game.
Yeah. That's a testament for why best of 3 groups are far more fun and far more fair as well. Actually, I was just giggling to myself here because I was looking at the score between Tyloo and Hellraisers for the last map, and it was 16-6. And the reason being, after 2 very close maps, why it was 16-6 is it was Nuke.
Oh, okay, yeah.
The plague of communication for Tyloo that speak 19
Nuke is so
languages.
Hard to play with if you have communication issues.
Nuke is hard to play if you all speak the same language.
Nuke is hard to play in general. Doesn't even matter who you are. Of course, still working on getting this technical pause going, as Taz is trying to melt his monitor with his psychic abilities. He's trying really hard. There we go. But yeah, just waiting here for the technical pause to be over with, and then we're going to jump straight back into the game. But I have to say, this has been a very entertaining best of 3. It hasn't been, it hasn't even been close to one of the best games I like today even. But the way that it has been playing out, storyline-wise, it has been very entertaining. Yeah,
and actually moving over to the T side now for the side of Flash, I'm actually more interested to see, right? Because on CT, we had Attacker going nuts. He was doing so much work. But it was actually the main issue were the 2 players that weren't stepping up, both Caster and Lavio. I think 5 kills at the half, or maybe just a little bit more. Now on CT, that's a massive glaring hole in your defense, because VP are always going to go, okay, right, these players are performing badly. Let's exploit that weakness. Let's go towards their site. Make sure we focus on that. But now moving over to the T side, when you have an explosive player going off, sometimes it doesn't really carry over to the second half. More often than not, it doesn't carry over to the second half. But even if you are having players that are performing well, if you put them on the T side, you can put them towards getting those entries instead of defending kills. It's going to be Flash dictating where they want to make these engagements. So despite Lovey on 8, Caster on 5, Attacker's on 22. That's ridiculous, firstly. But they can send him first into the bomb site. I mean, he's 8 kills above the best VP player, and far more than that above the best Flash player.
Yeah, and that's actually mentioned, you can send him in first and then have the rest of the troops group up afterwards. Here we go, Fancy going for the aggressive play with the UMP-45. Shut down by Neo, but they're coming down, they're dropping down like flies, though. As Neo and Taz just in unison, as Bialy comes in and helps him, just shuts down that push completely.
Yeah, falling like flies. Just lovely. Yeah. This is a good round for VP. The force buy from Flash, no effect. Snax boosted, but maybe going to realize that's a terrible decision. No need to get too aggressive. You're in a 4v1, boys. Play things safe. VP can't afford to throw away anything else. This isn't cash. There's now Lovey looks to move himself back into the bomb site. It's Pasha towards the edge of plateau, playing a passive angle, going to spot him, so information still gained, they know he's there. And even playing safe on A, not even pushing up, you know, Snax up towards middle, trying to wrap around through the halls. And there's no reason to. There's no reason to get aggressive.
See a Lovey. Try his best, but will be eventually shut down by Bialy. Really nice rotation as well coming in, even though they had probably drop room under control. Bialy's rotation was so quick. The minute or the second they realized this is going to be a drop play, Bialy was there 5 seconds after. And that's very important to see these rotations coming in, because as we play these CT sides, like that's the #1 thing, apart from having good setups and having good communication, is having rotations that can come in on time. And Bialy's showing us this now, even before we have the first fire on that, he's going to be able to be that player that can swing around the map and give help wherever it's needed.
Single CZ for Glocks for Flash and a Mac 10 for Snax, looking to farm some cash as he sits close into mid. Not going to be able to get that first pick. Attacker's aggressive, got to be careful there. Pasha's even spotted the cross from Kaze. Oh, Dink with the CZ. Can't afford to lose his gun. Flash going to be needed for Pasha, and he will have it. Falls back. Nade going in. I don't like the re-peek. He waits for Kaze to move out of position with a nade, but oh, he doesn't realize he's crossed. Molotov going to go in wasted. But again, it's Glock for Flash, so for them to play slow really won't help. While Kaze's done damage, that'll be the only man to even have an option to do so. Snax playing close. This should be a melt, as he can rip through these armorless players. As he does, 2 kills. VP looking good in this round, but I wouldn't expect anything else. Yeah,
Kaze now last man standing did damage onto that B plateau. Now he's all alone in the 1v5, trying to go for the peak against Bialy, but it's not going to happen. As VP get another one on the board. They're now on 11-8, and this is the buy round coming in for Flash. This is what I've been waiting for the last couple of rounds, because Ghost pistols are nice and everything, but this is the round where we really see Flash Gaming show their T-side, show their true T-side. Buying a lot of utility, not all of the utility into this round, so they could have maybe gone for 1 or 2 players on UMP 45. Full utility. This time around they go for the AK, so kind of showing me that, okay, they want to actually bank on winning some duels here. They want to maybe put some speed on it, maybe going to get an opening and then play off that. Let's see. They're going to play this one out. Well, that's 3 CT stack towards B, and only 1 Tyrus player so far. Aggressively pushed up towards long, and that's where the battle is going to be up here. Oh. Snax opening up.
Upgraded that Mac 10 to an AWP, and I can't blame him. Definitely got more firepower there. First kill, Flash over. He's going to re-peek Snax. 2 kills. Bomb dropped, collateral. And if VP needed something to help them pick up this first buy round, just to solidify their chances into the 3rd map, that was certainly it. A massive performance from Snax, and right when Flash could have pulled himself back into this matchup, it's all going to fall apart. You can't even blame them. As attackers alone, a 1v5, maybe a bit too much to ask, despite having 22 kills this game. He sneaks up, and sneaking into an AWP, good luck, but he does manage to bypass him, gets the first kill, but a quick re-peek from Taz. There's the round for VP. 12 on this CT side. We could have seen Flash pull this back risk, but that is certainly going to make things a little more difficult.
Yeah, Snax just stepping up there, getting that AWP, putting it to use, and that's one of the things that I really like about VP as well lately, at least with Pasha, as the way he's been stepping up with the AWP as well. They have 2 very capable AWP players, Pasha and Snax, and we see Snax in this position, taking the opening frag, going for the re-peek. They're lining up for him, and he's going to get that shot. Perfect.
Absolutely. VP looking far stronger in this 3rd map than either of the previous 2. It Snax into mid again, but it misses the opening AWP shot. Flash pushing fast up, and Snax a leg is not enough. Needs to do some more damage, and his teammate will be doing exactly that. It's Taz, and Snax with a no-scope as he rotates back in. VP tearing Flash limb from limb. A single rifle left, and goodbye to you as Bialy finishes off the job. It's VP on 13.
And they're trying to change up the pace to go for a quick play to kind of counteract the AWP play of Snax coming out, which I feel like is a good idea, but in that situation, Snax just rotates back, even though he doesn't hit shots. They even get shot down by Taz towards long, so perfect setup from VP. Flash Gaming didn't really take as much out of it as they maybe could, didn't really hit their shots, but now, once again, they do have a buy round. This time around, Kaze on an AWP as well, going with only 1 smoke. Not a lot of utility on him, but he does have that AWP, and we've seen him. He was in my opinion, one of the greater players on that Cash, on that Mirage as well. And if he can step up as well and maybe take Snax out of the equation in the opening duel, then they'll have a chance to come back into this round and this game.
Yeah, for sure. It's definitely not over for Flash, but I've got to say this is looking far more confident for VP than any of the previous two. With Cash, they got stomped, and Mirage, they only just clinched it out in OT. Again, a flawless OT, but they were the ones facing up against match point. They were the ones facing a round from elimination, and now we don't see that being the same case into Cobblestone, where they lead with a nice 5-round advantage. Kaze on the AWP, and he goes for head armor, or lack of head armor, sorry, to allow that smoke buy. Bit more to work with in terms of utility now for Flash than the previous. They've got Molotovs, but VP still looking good. 13 rounds moving forward. Anyone's game here. This buy round is pretty much going to decide how this will go. If Flash win this one, they get another chance to pull things back to a closer scoreline. If VP win it, we could be seeing them close it soon.
Money's pretty good on Pasha and Snax as well, so they have a lot of stuff to spare, even if they lose this one. But as you said, like, this is the last chance, I feel like, for Flash to get anything done in this series. Attacker has done so much so far here in Cobblestone. It's the rest of the team that needs to follow up, but they might be like depleted of reserves at this point. It seems like they have nothing more to give in this series. Hopefully that's not the case. Hopefully they can bring it back. Double stack control in that drop room. Pasha on plateau together with his teammate. That means 4 players towards that B bomb site from VP and only 1 towards a nice frag to open things up. Summit takes out Pasha. And that's the start they needed.
Yeah, the AWP taken though from Neo, and we know VP. We know they can all AWP. So got to be careful still as Fancy pushes round. It's fully flashed and good shot. He opens up again. 2 kills in, not going to get a third. It's Bialy on the defense. Smoke out to allow him a little more leverage to move around the site. Lovey attempts to catch the cross, but he can't afford to fight this solo. That's an issue Flash have been having. He needs teammates in for support. It's 2 players spotted now. Lovey finds the first, but Taz still sits towards the rock, being wrapped around from the left side, pushes into the smoke, and they're going to go for the bomb plot. Ballsy, especially with Taz playing close. He might do it. Damage, and it's not going to be the kill as Kaze wraps around. He gets the frag, but he's alone. 1v1 versus the AWP of Snack CZ found. Kaze begins to wrap. He could even move into A here, and I think that's exactly what he's hedging his bets for. Moving round, spots Snax. AWP still in his hand, but he's being pushed, and Snax will do it. It comes close. Flash get a double entry, but they go no more. VP 14 rounds.
They eliminate the 1 AWP of Pasha on that plateau. The Neo takes it, but they didn't account for Snax coming in with a triple kill with his AWP. Very nice play, and once again, I feel like Flash Gaming, of course, it's very nicely played by VP, but Flash Gaming are also kind of allowing them to come back into that round. They should have been way more decisive in the way that they got into the bombs. I used their agility to kind of keep VP out, and I kind of feel like that has to be like the issue with Flash Gaming. They may be giving a bit too much respect. They're making openings or allowing openings to still stand for VP to kind of come in and exploit in this kind of situation. Like, Snax should not be able to get 3 kills in this kind of position unless you mess up yourself. And Flash Gaming, that's just the issue for them right now. They are just forcing into this one. It's not really a force, as you see Casa with almost full equipment, but forcing down to the fact that $0 if they lose this one.
Yeah,
it's going to be all like loss bonus, and that's it.
With 4,200, it's that awkward spot. It's just below the sweet spot of 45, right? Because you can get an AK and head armor, which you do need versus M4s for obviously 3,700, and then 42 allows a smoke and a flash, which is enough utility to buy. So a lot of teams obviously do buy that. I mean, every team would, because you can get that very bare bones utility, but it's not enough to fully commit. It's similar to when we see the CTs on 4,400 going into their first buy after losing pistol and anti-ecos. So it's a similar buy in this sense, but late into the game and not where Flash need it. They need the option for AWP. They need full Molotovs as well, because right now it's somewhat limiting them, and VP are taking good advantage, looking very, very strong into the latter stages of this map. If you told me Flash were going to show up on CT and not on T, I would have been surprised.
Yeah, this is a game that is surprising in every pretty much sense of the word. I have to agree with you completely on that fact. I felt like if this was 4 or 6 rounds earlier into the game, I would probably see Flash Gaming just run pistols in this one and then do a full buy next round, but that's not the case. VP are on 14. They got a full buy. They just won a couple of rounds. You have to buy into this one. There's no question.
I mean, it's not even a severely bad buy. It's just that 2 players can't buy smokes. Everyone else can. Yeah, I'd say with the lack of utility, a fast play more than likely for Flash. But the issue is the VP have so much money. They have those Molotovs to shut down these players pushing on. Taz disconnecting from the server, so we're just going to have a quick technical pause, obviously. That's what we've been on for the last minute or so. We'll be waiting for him to rejoin, and then we'll be getting back on with the rest of the map. But, yeah, I mean, potential fast push from Flash. Thing is, again, going back down towards B with all these Molotovs, with all these nade stacks, you know VP are going to use them towards B. They're not going to give Flash the opportunity to speed things up. So I'd like to see something maybe more on the A side of things. Maybe go for that connector split that we saw them try on the pistol, but with 2 players there, and maybe 3 up towards A. Something like that. Something to switch it up here for Flash, because, you know, typical defaults down towards B and control towards Plateau hasn't really been working out for them.
As we do see VP players is trying to gain back into the server. It's not going to be the case just for now. It's server's acting up. That's how it is sometimes with CS. This has been the curse of CS since the dawn of time.
Yes.
Sometimes servers they don't want to work. I've seen that in many tournaments. Sometimes caused by updates. Sometimes just all kinds of different problems. That's just how it is sometimes with these LAN tournaments.
Well, everyone's still keeping themselves grounded. No one's out of the woods just yet. VP certainly not. They may be 14 rounds up to the 8 of the side of Flash, but what we've learned from this game, Risk, is it's never over till it's over.
Definitely not. I still feel like if they fix a couple of the small mistakes they made so far, Flash Gaming could come back into this. They need one big round to bring them back into this momentum-wise, and then they can grind, let's say, 4 rounds if they don't make mistakes. So it's definitely not impossible, but VP obviously are holding most of the cards in this scenario.
Yeah, it's going to be just very difficult and rely on a lot of individual performance. And while we've been seeing that on both Attacker and Kazi as well, not so much on those other 2 players that we kind of talked about at the half that need to step up, especially on this T side. Again, you know, you can place Attacker into the site first, but as we said, as is very common, you can have a strong first half, but the second half you will usually slow down just because it's like, you know, the reason you're having the strong half on the CT side, for example, is VP are just, you're going to your bomb site, you're getting nice defense kills. When you move into actually having to do a complete opposite role of entering up into the bomb site, while that may be your role, like it is for Attacker, it's different in terms of the momentum carrying forward. So he's slowing down. No one's really stepped up in his place. We don't have either Lovey or, who is it?
What? Oh, the final player.
Yes, I'm trying to remember. That was it. Yeah, of course. Neither of them has stepped up in his place, so it's kind of kept Flash on a slow run into the second half. Hence the lack of rounds.
Yeah. And these kind of pauses have been part of the game so far between these 2 teams, and
it's all mind games.
It's all mind games. That was actually the point I was going to make.
Oh,
so
sorry.
thank you for that.
I stole it.
No, like we're just on point. We're in sync right now.
In sync. Name a more exclusive. Iconic duo. I can't even speak. I mean, I've been awake for like 4 days.
Yeah, this is a bit crazy. Like I can even see it in your eyes at this point. You guys can't because the camera's too far away, but
they're lucky.
He's looking.
All right, Risk. All right.
He's looking good.
I know I look terrible. Leave me alone. Well, either way, I'm sure we'll be getting on with this game in just a minute, guys. Hopefully a few more minutes until we're back in the server and back in with this best of 3. The final map of the day. Again, Risk and I are going to be bringing you the opening 2 games of tomorrow. If I'm correct, they're the losers matches. So the first one is going to be Spirit versus Tai Lu.
Yep.
Or I'm not sure if it's the first one, but one of them will be Spirit versus Tai Lu.
And the other one
and the second will be loser of this, obviously, versus Havu. Yeah. And that's crazy as well. If VP fall down here, it's not looking likely, but if they fall down here, I was saying this to you on the break, if VP fall down here, it's Havu, the team that I thought could upset and get through this group, potentially eliminated.
And also the fact that even if VP wins this one, then it's going to be Flash against Havu. And I know Havu are going to be the favorites with this one, but you can't take it like this whole match away from Flash, because in some parts of the map they have played very well, other parts decently as well, and they had some problems here and there. But all in all, in this best of 3, they actually showed really nice potential.
For sure. But the only issue is with that is you can't put VP on like a timeline and go, okay, right, they're here. So if Flash can do this much damage versus them, Flash are here. Like, it's just how VP are on the day, you know, who shows up, who's having a good performance. Like right now it's Neo, Pasha. I mean, Snacks was in Mirage, and I'm not sure if he is still here in terms of scoreline, but he was a little more silent than Mirage, but still putting up lots of kills, just kind of consistently, as you were saying, 1 or 2 kills per round, every round, and never missing a tick. But yeah, I don't think VP is one of those teams, one of those few teams you can't really go like, oh yeah, I beat VP, so I'm the top tier counter.
It also comes down to like the tournament they're playing. I feel like not only just sometimes just the day, that is the case mostly, but also like sometimes they're just not only motivated, but they're also, and I'm not sure if it's because they're prepared better. I don't think that's going to be the case. Motivated and they just feel good for a tournament. You got to have that good feel about you. And I think that's why they did so well in Russia as well, because that's kind of maybe a place as long as like, same as Poland, where they kind of feel like at home. They got the fans there. They got everything there. Yeah. That general feeling was a good one. Maybe that's not the same here.
Especially when a crowd's shouting for you, right? And I'm sure even if VP make it to the stage, assuming they're not up against a Chinese team, I would say that they would have the crowd on their side most times. I think they've got the biggest fan base in this entire event. And obviously, while everyone would root for a local team, as you would expect, if VP get up onto that stage, as we hope they will, and go up against a non-Chinese team, they're going to have the crowd roaring in their favor, as they always do, as the old schools of Counter-Strike always do. But I think we're back in, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for sticking with us for that short few minutes. Technical issues resolved, and buy up here for the Flash side. They're up against potential loss in this first group stage best of 3 in the third map here. For those who are just joining us, a 16-4 the first, lost in overtime to VP 19-15, and now they're bringing it all the way on cobblestone on the CT side. It's going to be VP. The names at the top of the screen are wrong. Yeah. To clarify, I looked and went, what?
They're already opening Neo, taking on Kase, and not gonna get an opportunity to use all his utility, as they actually have picked up a few pieces on Kase and Lovey. Attack, of course, using all his now, but he's not really known for his utility usage. He's known for his entries and his nice play with the AK-47 as Snax takes him down. He's out of the equation. Kase and the boys now having to clutch this one 3v5 up against the VP that's doing quite well here in Cobblestone.
We take some massive mistakes as well, and VP not looking to make those mistakes. As Flash, they take control of drop. Neo,
conservative, I like it.
Yeah, close with the smoke, not going to go for the fight. Instead, it's Snax to get aggressive, and he will pay the price. Fancy kill. Rotation from the bomb as he wraps back round, but surely with him finding that kill on the flanking player, Flash should be, oh sorry, VP, I'm reading the names. VP should be pre-rotating players over, and that they will do, as we can see. One more player moving towards the back of the site over on A. That's going to be Taz. Neo still close in the drop, trying to shut down the split, and that he does. Lovey dead. Fancy dropped in middle, and Kase alone, still stuck outside of B. And with the bomb on the other side of the map, I don't think there's physically enough time for him to make it to A.
No. Kase at this point is stuck between a rock and a very hard place. There's just no chance whatsoever for him to clutch this one. Not really sure what the best scenario is in this one. If it's just go for the straight save or try and see if you can inflict some. I think the straight save is the best one, apart from the fact that it's going to do damage to your own like self-confidence, not going for it. But Passion and the boys, they have so much money, so even if it gets an AWP down, that doesn't actually matter in the end.
Yeah, that's the issue here with Flash, right? Oh, sorry, the name's still screwing me over. They don't get the bomb down, right? And while they have max loss, 3,400, it's not enough to fully buy up, even on that T side. As you can see, we've got players with body armor, no head armor, both Kase and Attacker. We have no utility across 4 players. This is a last-ditch buy. This is Flash knowing what's about to happen to them and just going, screw it. Let's sink our teeth into VP, see what we can get done, go for these gunfights, forget utility, it's engagements all across the board. Already Lovey tagged up, and that's an issue because he's got the utility for the team. Neo close up towards Plateau, just going to fall back. We have an auto sniper for Snax, adding insult to injury after that 16-4 loss.
Could be the one hammering the last couple of days in the coffin. Very loud, as it usually is, that auto sniper. In unison with Pasha's AWP. And something we don't see a lot, but in this kind of a round, I can go with it. I can understand the decision making behind it. Also, something that I just love seeing is that Taz and Neo also both play with silenced M4. Usually, right now in this meta, everyone plays the M4A4. But enough talk about meta and enough talk about weaponry. We're going to see the push come in.
Yeah, close into middle. It's actually Kase to open up on B in the meantime. So VP might actually pull back a player here. You can see they're one on deep on the site. That's Snax. And if he moves with the AWP, it just gives more opportunities to Flash. But look at him. He just goes back towards the site. As Taz still sits close, VP have a really good setup for this despite the man disadvantage. And again, Flash have one flashbang to work with. Really quite taking their name quite literally as they look towards this A bomb site. Still the player up towards B. Flash in middle. It does work out for them. So one bit of utility plays perfectly, but it's auto sniper from Snax to respond. A nice trade onto Lovey, but he's still got to do more work as they're now down a man onto this bomb site. Flash beginning to push on up. Time could be the real kicker here for this T side. They've got to get this bomb up through long. begins to cross, but with no smoke for the door, it's a dangerous cross. Snack's still playing close, and they will allow the bomb to make its way up, but Snack's looking for more damage, and he drops the bomb. Caster trades. It's picked back up, and it can go down for K's, but it's still two left here from Virtus.pro. Luckily, Attacker grabs that rotation from Bialy, and with that frag coming through, Pasha should save.
Yeah. They have a lot of money, but this 1v3 is basically unwinnable.
Oh?
Why? How is Attacker missing that? Usually he is so on point. That's why I'm saying that, because he's in that position.
This is Pasha.
1v2 though, usually you always go for a 1v2, so let's see.
Low time, low HP, probably undoable, looking for exits here. VP still have cash, so it doesn't really matter if Pasha's hunting here. He's just trying to keep Flash's economy low. Because take into account they only just got this buy into this round. If VP...
Oh, that's dirty.
Oh, he goes down, so he loses the orb. But, I mean, Flash had so little money going into this round. VP, all they're doing is keeping their economy low. So yeah, they get the win bonus, but they get less money than they would for max loss.
Yes, exactly.
They get 32.50 for that. So if Flash even have less money than the previous round, it's likely to just kill money to give them extra, and obviously the saved weapon. So buy coming through, but all it takes is one round for VP.
Yeah, that's the problem, because if they had this happen to them, let's say 4 or 5 rounds before this, then that would be nice. Flash Gaming could still get back into the game, but VP are in the lead with 6 rounds right now. They only need 1 to finish this and take that game 2-1. Let's see here, VP, if they can complete it, or Flash Gaming will continue the comeback here. Taz taking out the first one. Attack has been very silent for the last couple of rounds compared to how good he was, as you mentioned before, on that CT side. Snacks once again with the orb. Bialy in the back of the bomb site.
Yeah, nice rotation from VP, but it's Snacks to get caught out over on long. Fancy grabs the frag. And Pasha, well, he's smoked off on the door. There's a gap. He could exploit it, but he's going to play close. Instead, it's a Molotov forcing Bialy out of position, but into the waiting arms of Neo as he looks in for the support of his teammate. They don't realize Bialy's wrapped. The Molotov worked, but he's caught out in the gap of the smoke. Again, it's deja vu. Pasha in a clutch, but this one's doable. As he grabs the first onto Fancy, the nade on the site will do damage, but Carson won't commit to the plant. At least not yet. As he looks for the frag, money doesn't matter in this round. This bomb plant's only going to mean that Pasha now has to fight for time, and Carson can just hold the angle. Doesn't need to get aggressive. Can't afford this fight. He shows his head. So Pasha's spotted, but he gets a bit of damage. 74 HP left. As Carson, he plays this one slow. Again, he knows that Pasha's holding. He's just jump spotting. Pasha almost hitting the flick again, but he's got to move in. He realizes Carson's not going to give him much to play with, so he brings the fight close. With the AWP, this is a risk, but Pasha's got to take it. He's got to close out the map. The no-scope missed. He goes in for more, and he misses it again. Carson finds the frag, and he keeps Flash Gaming in this for another round.
As close as they get. Kind of felt like with the Molotov coming in there from Pasha, didn't really hit the spot, didn't really do a lot of damage, didn't really force him out because it landed on the other side of the edge. That could maybe have been what got him that last like 1% in order to win that clutch out, but Pasha in the end not going to be able to do it. And look at his money now, it's 1,600. The rest of his team, Snacks on 2,200. That means they're going to be in a pistol round right now. Yeah,
they got a bit of money on some of the players, but by and large they want to throw in the eco because they know they don't have enough to fully invest across the board. And again, Flash, while they pick up the round, it's a 1v1 it comes down to, so twice in a row now. So even though Flash take the round, which is great obviously, you can see their utility is never going to be built up until they start keeping 3+ players alive. So yes, they'll be able to buy up until they lose this game, if they lose this game. But it's going to be, important that they save the AWP every round when they win, that they keep at least 3 players alive. And, well, that's more doable up against pistols. VP only need to throw in 1 eco off the back of having not only loss bonus now, but also cash still saved on plenty of players.
So, standard 2-2 split. Usually you do have 3 players to one on the B side. This time around, one of the CTs have rotated towards that balcony. He's still being able to swing back and forth. Depends on kind of what calls you get. Got 2 pushed out very aggressively towards long A, so they can hear footsteps or even get visual confirmation that the push is happening. Actually, Taz is pushed up there, or boosted up there, I should say. So the second they hear something, they're going to be able to call it.
Spotted him.
Rotation coming in, but is it enough? Like, is it in time?
40 seconds. I mean, they should have time unless VP quickly grab a couple of kills. Snacks in position to do so, but he gets caught. Still 1 player up and long. They won't expect that flank. Pasha grabs 1, but only to be traded. However, leaves the bomb drop towards the balcony. And you talk about time. Flash are running low on it. Shot from Bialy that could have cost VP the potential to upset with this eco round, but it's Taz's long flank that does the damage. 1 kill. Bomb only just going down, and Taz won't stop it. He checks his back, but he checks the site, and he gets himself 1. Attacker to trade, but this is coming too damn close. Flash, a 2v2. They need to win this round. It's all onto Lovey. He's had a slow performance this map, but this is where he needs to shine. 1 frag found currently. He's on to 2. Make it 3. Lovey keeps flashing this again. They can never win convincing rounds, but they're winning them, even if it is clutches.
Lovey, we needed him to step up, and what a time to step up in that wonderful 1v2 clutch. I was about to say the old guard has got it down, but that time it wasn't the old guard, it was the new blood coming in from China as Lovey wins that one. 12 frags only to the 20 deaths, but such a humongous round to just take home that 1v2 clutch. Once again, I cannot stress that enough. Everyone can see it. If they lose that, they're out of this game. Not, of course, of the tournament, but still, like, he manages to get that one down. The spray control and the composure there, very nice for Lovely.
And double AWP in for this round for VP, both Pasha and Snacks, although make that a single already. Pasha's dead. Look at the push of the B from Attacker. The balls on this man, they're huge as he runs into the site. 2 kills. Bialy quick with the trade. VP, they've only got 1 man left on the site as a rotation got to be drawn in from the CT side, but will it be too late? Bialy needs to slow down these attacking Ts. Taz coming in for support, flash to the face, and Karza taking the kill as well. A massive flashbang. Without that, Taz could have doubled down, and that could have been it. But now VP in a stranglehold. 2 players left, trying to hold on to the bomb site. Missed shots with the AWP that can't afford to be missed. Snacks needs to grab himself a kill, but he fades away through the smoke, only to wrap back round through the drop. Lovey.
He should be able to get the plant now.
Yeah, given the option. VP giving up a lot of control to the T side. Bialy's low as well, so he can't really challenge. Karza's holding the angle, and he can get the flick if Bialy goes to the Y peak, but no, he's waiting for his teammate. Cleverly played. As he waits for Flash to make a peek. They've got kits on, or at least a kit on Bialy, so right now, VP can just hold angles, wait for Flash to reposition into their post plants. If they happen to cross towards them, they take frags, and that's what Snacks is doing. He's holding plateau to see a flash back off towards long, because the bomb's planted there. But finally, they make presence, and Bialy goes down. It's again down to the clutch for Snacks, as he pushes back into the site. One position known, but the second one not. However, does hit the flick shot. Looks for more and almost finds it. Lovey closes out the round. Again, he's the man to clutch for Flash Gaming as another round goes the way of them. A 1v1 won by the Chinese. When will this game make sense, Riz?
I don't even know. Like, at this point, anyone's guess is as good as mine because this comes down to 1v1 so much. And that's why it's very fitting that we have a coin flip graphic to open this up every single time we go into the map, because I feel like these last 4 rounds have been coin flip situations and Flash Gaming have been winning out. Lovey finally stepping up. He's got 2 rounds in the last round, 2 kills in this one. He's playing well in these last couple of isolated rounds. Of course, not having a great game in total, but in these couple of last 2, 3, 4 rounds, he's been playing very well.
Flash. MP7 up on K's, but it shouldn't be an issue for Flash. Again, that is literally down to economy. You would say, like, oh, okay, they're going for an MP7 to build up money. No one does that in this kind of situation. When it's 12-15, you don't buy up UMPs or MP7s, you buy rifles, but they physically can't because they're not keeping players alive. And they may lose more as well. Neo, close on long. Actually going to give up that position, surprisingly enough. And Fancy, careful, buddy. You killed yourself on map point at the previous one. You don't want to do it again. Taz rotates into the drop, going to be caught out potentially, but he flicks back round. Attacker grabs one, but he misses a shot into the second, so can't convert the spray. Still, this is looking good for Flash. A 4-on-2.
Bomb goes down. It's on Taz and Bialy. I feel like Taz should be the one saving here. Bialy hoping for an exit, and that's going to be the setup that they have right now. So this actually means Hugo Flash Gaming are grinding their way back slowly but surely. They're on 13 now. We can never count them out. I'd
love to see overtime.
I don't know what I'm going to do with myself.
And we're casting the early games tomorrow, Risk. We're going to be up late.
I'm going to repeat. I don't know what I'm going to do with myself. Like, it's always good to see these kind of close games. But at this point, it could be just coming down to endurance between these 2 teams, because it's been such a long best of 3. Even though map 1 was 16-4, the length of this game has been immense.
Yeah, and such a great game as well. Good Counter-Strike. Again, VP have been really struggling with these latter rounds into this second half, but you can't take it away from Flash. It seems like every situation, every clutch, it's not even just misplay from VP. It's just phenomenal individual performance. Lovey, a man who's not had an extremely strong map, has stepped up in these last few clutch rounds. I'm just very impressed from Flash. Regardless of how this round goes, if VP close it now, Flash got to be proud of themselves.
One thing that I have to give credit to Flash as well for is the fact that they have been so good at creating chaos for VP in the game in general. Sometimes so much chaos that they don't even themselves know how to get out of it. But that's also always like a good thing if you can do that on the T side, because that confuses the CT side so much. Like what's going on, where they're going, what's the plan, and you can't really get a read up if all that Flash Gaming are doing is getting in towards the side, just create chaos, just find duels and use that utility to block off people. And they're doing a very good job of that. Once again, Utility being used to get the drop door, as you usually see. Cast is going to be the one dropping down. Very careful right now. 2 AWPs on that VP side. All of these players know that if they give up this round, this could either be a win for VP, or Flash getting on 14 with a chance of getting us into OT. So this is everything on the line right now.
When you build this kind of comeback, when it's like 15-9, right, and Flash are pulling it back, they play more loose because they go, oh, you know, well, this game's over. That's why we saw that crazy buy from them,
exactly.
you know, instead of going for utility. When you start to actually go, wait, we could win this. We could pull this back into overtime. That's when teams start to choke, because that's when they start to play a lot safer. They don't want to
surreal.
Yeah, they don't want to give away that first pick. At 15-9, who cares, right? The game's over. But now it's starting to look good for Flash. So we can't see them be complacent. We can't see them make these mistakes. Nice jump from Snacks. Doesn't expose himself heavily, but gets information. So he knows Flash are pushing. Aggression up long from Neo to rotate in through the T spawn as well, as Flash aggressively take control towards the A bomb site. Carcer close, but he's not going to hold the cross as Taz gets a shot. Snacks will follow up. Good kills for VP, and they're all going in VP's favor. It's Fancy left alive, a 1v5, but he's going to go down. And the guys on Flash, they play roulette, they bet on red, but it was red and white that got ahead. VP will take that final map. As we end the best of 3, they will get out in first place of the group so far, but there's still another team to contend with. A great performance from Flash, some phenomenal rounds and a nice comeback, but they will not close out the map.
We thought it was going to be a flash in a pan, but it was nothing like that, as VP finally in the end, after a great game, a long game to take that. In that setup on that B bomb side, very nice rotations. Finally, we saw VP on that CT side really come in and get those rotations on point, and that was why they could take that win. You see Pasha, of course, he's happy with the win.
Look at him.
Very happy that this is finally over, that they can now go home and prep for even more games tomorrow. And you see Taz, of course, all the old guard, showing respect to these young players, because they did take them all the way to the line. Like, they took them to OT on second map, they took them down on that first map, and very closely in map 3, so we have to give it to Flash. That was a great performance.
Yeah, and now, one of the underdogs coming into this entire event, in my opinion, the team that I expected to see nothing done, just considering they were the second best team in China, and even Tyloo was struggling to pick up consistent wins against, you know, average European opposition. To now seeing Flash perform so well, and even while, okay, the first map I'm going to disregard because VP just weren't playing. They had their monitors off or something. Those last 2 maps, Flash showed that they could contend with VP when they were hitting their shots and when they were playing together. We talked about how disjointed they were in Cash. Not the case in Mirage. Even though it came close, that was due to Flash putting up numbers and Cobblestone as well. So now the team that we expected to go out 0-2 in groups, now going to be, while they're facing elimination up against Harvu, they're looking extremely strong. They could still get out of this group. Hell, they may have lost to Renegades in the Asian Minor just days ago, but this team is looking like a new one.
I also feel like this matchup between Harvu and Flash was actually the matchup I was looking the least forward to before going here. I feel very excited for that match now, because both of these teams have shown that they have the level to take down like high-level opposition if they get the right things going, if they get the momentum going for themselves. And now they're going to be battling up for elimination. That's going to be an interesting one.
For sure. I'm very excited to see how this is going to go, to be honest. And like again, I have no idea, right? Moving forward, will Harvey take it? Will we see the Chinese finish off again and actually be able to perform here? It'd be a shame to see them go out 0-2 in groups, but Harvey were my team to upset, and I was hoping they would make it out of groups. So right now, I'm very conflicted, but it's not about me, it's about the desk. So we'll be going for a very quick break, and we'll be bringing you the final desk segment of the day.
CS.money, a new service for trading your skins. Tired of all the skins piling up in your inventory? With CS.money, trading got faster and safer than ever. Now you can just sign in to our website, choose the skins from your inventory and those you want to get from a broad variety. Confirm the trade and rejoice in your new skins. CS.money, the best service for trading your skins.
E-Gaming Bets, online betting for every esports fan. Dota 2 and Hearthstone, CSGO and Overwatch, StarCraft 2, the choice is yours. Express bets for multiple matches or live bets on the game you are watching right now. Know your way around Dota 2, make a prediction for picks and bans. Playing CSGO, guess the number of rounds in a certain match. Daily quests for all participants and all the best choice of payment systems. More than 600,000 users have already made their bets on the spectacular matches since 2011. EGB.com. You know for sure who's gonna win.